Simple syrup. So, something that's been bugging me, and I tried to stay away from it, but I have to bring it up. We're all basically kids of hip hop. Anybody born after the 85, you're a child of hip hop, your culture is hip hop. Everything about the 90s was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to all this, like it was induced into us. Like we know it from every race and background. I love like Nickelodeon Snick, and it still shows like I go talk to people like, remember all that? Remember Rugrats? Remember like Ren and Stimpy and like Cat Dog and all this stuff, which still comes on by the way, just so you know. But that's like it's a very nostalgic, happy moment. And when you see it across the board, you see all these kids of different races and backgrounds and ethnicities. But for the most part, we all remember that era and that decade. And all of our personalities represent that now. We're all a multifaceted multitude of multifunctional beings who understand that there's more to just my race, my culture, my economic background. It really does come down to cultural assimilation. I think that it's an old word that most people don't see as a positive thing, but I see it as a great thing because now it's getting to the point that before the 80s, if you really think about it, there wasn't really hip hop. There wasn't rap. Rap changed the game for a lot of people because it brought that urban life that didn't have a source to the outside world for them to see their talents and their culture and their words and their poetry and their lives. And then once it became mainstream, yes, of course you're gonna have kids who grow up mimicking it, and other cultures wanted to sing it and dress like it. What do you expect to happen when you put it on TV, when you put it out in the media? You can't get mad at any other race for wanting to embrace any other race's culture. That's what it's there for. That's what books are for. That's what music is for. That's what museums and painting and all these other forms of the humanities that we love to express are for because it's introducing us to something from another culture, another region of the earth, whatever. It's helping us understand ourselves. So at this point in time in our life and this point in age in our lives, we don't want to keep sitting back and putting other people in boxes who want to express themselves differently. Not every white kid wants to be so-called white. Not every black kid wants to be so-called black. Not every Asian kid wants to be so-called Asian. And what I mean by that is we know our cultures correlated to our race, and we understand that. That's a part of history. But we also understand that we can embrace and love other cultures and other races like festivities and like what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it's right there on the tip of my tongue. It's like holidays and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say, but like just different things that like are passed down from generation to generation, like legacies per se. Like if I want to share that gift of what I've been taught and what I've been raised on, and it's beautiful with somebody else who doesn't get to experience it, I think they should be allowed to experience it. And if they really want to embrace it, I think you shouldn't let that happen and not put them down for it. The reason I'm saying this is because I think Pharrell said it best is like all those artists like Bieber and Miley and all of them, they were born into hip hop. So of course their music and their attitudes and their culture is going to be laced with it. They went on Disney and all this stuff and people try to make them all buttoned up and cookie cutter. That's the problem. It's not the race, it's the marketing. It's how people want to market, it's how people think they should be marketed. For a very long time, Hollywood, magazines, and everything else have been perpetuating stereotypes and allowing people to believe that's still what's true. And then people are like, well, that's not really me. So I think you have to take the power back and let media know that this is who we are and this is who we represent. And if I want to be this ghetto proper, rap loving, country singing, whatever, that's my choice. That is my prerogative. And at the end of the day, it doesn't change me from being a black man. It doesn't change me from being a gay man. It doesn't change me from being a man. It just means that I'm eclectic. All right, guys, that's all I'm going to leave you with. Bezos.